And we're going to go to page 109 in grammar. So go ahead and turn to page 109. 109. We're talking about possessive adjectives today. You guys already know about adjectives, and they basically describe a noun or a pronoun. But a possessive adjective is a little bit different. It has an apostrophe S on it. So it says sorry, let me start that again. An adjective tells which one, what kind, how many, or whose. That's the job of an adjective. That's what it does. When a noun is followed by an apostrophe S, it functions as a possessive adjective and shows ownership. It answers the question whose. Look at this example right here. It says, Robin marveled at the stranger's skill. Strangers has an apostrophe S, and then we have the noun skill. And even though the word stranger is a noun because it's a person, because it has an apostrophe S on it, now it's not called a noun anymore. It's called an adjective because it's telling whose skill it is. The skill belongs to the stranger. So because of that apostrophe S, from now on, you're going to label this as an adjective. It's telling whose. Okay. The noun stranger is followed by an apostrophe S because strangers functions as a possessive adjective. We call it an adjective, not a noun. Whose skill? Strangers. So this note right here is important too because without an apostrophe S, the noun would be plural. There are not several strangers, plural. So without the apostrophe, it looks like there's more than one strangers. But with the apostrophe, that now is an adjective telling whose. Okay, so you're gonna, in this book, they're gonna forget the apostrophe on purpose for you, just for you. So you can see where it goes. And so watch out for that. Um, Basically, this is how you're going to fix it. Let's jump down here to this example. It says, the stranger dodged Robin's blow. By the way, blow is another one of those words that could be a verb. If you think about blowing out a candle, that's a verb. You're doing an action, right? But this sentence, I know it's a noun because we have this adjective Robin's here. So a blow also means a thing, which is a punch or kick, or when you get suddenly hit by something. Okay. That's a blow. Like a blow to the head would be like if something hit your head, which would not be good. But this sentence says Robin's blow, meaning the blow was from Robin. It's his blow to the stranger. So because of that apostrophe S, it's an adjective. And then down here, it wants you to think about it. We kind of talked about this already. There's two different, you got to watch out for this. It can either be a plural noun or it could be a possessive adjective. So you have to see how it's used in the sentence. The example of a plural noun says the foresters mocked Robin. That means more than one forester. Foresters with an S without the apostrophe means plural, more than one. And then jump down here to this one, possessive adjective. This one says the forester's mockery angered Robin. So this means that mockery, and by the way, mockery is just when you're mocking someone or when someone mocks someone else, they're teasing them. They're kind of picking on them. They're picking a fight, basically. So the forester's mockery, that's the thing, means that it belongs to the forester because of that apostrophe S there. So that's an adjective. So it could be foresters without the apostrophe. That's a noun, a plural noun. With the apostrophe, it becomes an adjective. Okay. All right. That's the lesson for today. So watch out for those S's at the end of the words. Could be plural, could be possessive adjective. So we're going to look for that. Okay. Anybody feel like reading this morning? Thank you, Grayson. Go for it.
Quickly, Robin approached his adversary on the bridge. He dodged the stranger's staff and then returned a blow to the stranger's head.
Okay, good. Adversary is our vocabulary word, and that just basically means like your opponent, whoever's against you, that's your adversary. Okay, so obviously there's something between Robin and this stranger. They're getting in a fight. Okay, so adversary is somebody who's against you. Um, did you guys notice that last part here, stranger's head? The way it looks like it's a plural word, strangers. But Grayson, what do we need to add here to make this an adjective?
Apostrophe.
Yes, right before the S. Let's go ahead and stick it in there because that was the lesson today and it's easy to spot. Okay, the head belongs to the stranger, so that makes it an adjective. Okay, so we got that. And then go back to this list here. Let's do the articles next and go ahead and find those by yourself. Okay, it took me a minute to find that fourth one, but make sure you got all four of those. And then how about harmony when you're ready? Find those, there's six nouns. That's kind of a lot. See if you can find all six nouns.
What you found?
Bridge,
Okay,
Robin,
good.
adversary,
Adversary.
adversary,
Yes, okay.
Yeah. And keep going. Some more.
staff,
Mhm.
Good. Two more.
head,
Head, yeah. There's one more in between.
blow,
Good.
Yes, good. And that one was kind of tricky because blow, like I said, sometimes it's a verb, but because of this article A right before it, that tells us it's going to be a noun. So a blow means it's a noun. Very good. All right, pronoun. How about Christian? Where's the pronoun?
He.
Good. And then since that was so short, where are the adjectives too? I'll have you do those too.
Strangers.
Good.
The other strangers.
Good. And then whose adversary was it?
Robin approached his adversary.
There you go. His. Good. They're all in a row right there. His adversary. Remember, adjectives tell whose or what kind or which one, those kinds of questions. So good. Got those two. Adverb, Grayson. There's two of them.
Quickly,
Yep. Oops. ADV. The other one's going to be tricky to find because it's misspelled. And it should tell like when.
then,
Yeah,
then,
exactly. So how should we spell that?
Then.
Then. And we talked about that last or a couple weeks ago, I guess. Then and than. Using than when you're comparing something, but in this sentence, it's telling when it's then and then return to blow. Okay, good. And then how about the coordinating conjunction harmony?
and,
Good. Right there. That's the fanboys word. We're going to skip because I like to skip it. I'm going to jump down to verbs and subjects. Once I get everything labeled, it's easier to find the extra stuff. So, Christian, what about the verbs?
Approached.
Good.
Dodged.
Good.
And returned.
Good. And they're all ED verbs. Those are pretty easy. Those are action words. And then Grayson, what are the subjects? Who's doing these things?
Robin,
Good.
he,
Good. That's right. And since we have two subjects here, you're going to notice that the new subject, when we begin a new subject, a lot of times this is where we have a period. We separate these out. But the next step, though, would be to see if we can find those main clauses. So, Harmony, remember, main clauses have subject verb pairs. So where are the two main clauses here? And by the way, just while you're looking at that, the opener is not going to be part of the main clause for that first one. Start with the subject.
Robin approached his adversary on the bridge.
Good. That's right. That's one clause. Good.
He dodged the stranger's staff and then returned a blow to the stranger's head.
Perfect. Very good, Harmony. You're right. Those are the two main clauses. Awesome. And they both contain subject verb pairs. That's something really important to remember about main clauses. And then we should put a period between. So right after bridge, let's just go ahead and put that in there between the two main clauses and a period at the end so we get our end marks done. Oh, by the way, we already did the usage error too, so we fixed that already. All right, how about Christian, what about the prepositional phrases? Where are those at?
To the stranger's head
Good.
on the bridge.
And on the bridge. Very good. Nice. And then we've got two openers now that we have two sentences, Grayson. So what are the two openers we have here?
Number 3, LY, the first one,
Good.
and then a number 1. Open.
Nice. Excellent. I'm going to write the name of the openers too. So I put 3 LY opener for quickly. And then down here, it starts with he, which is the subject. So number 1 subject. Very good. Got that list done. 3 capitals. We could do that by ourselves real quick. And 1 comma rule. We got to figure out, do we put one in or take one out? What do you think, Harmony? What are we going to do with the comma?
Take it out.
Yes, right here after staff, we're going to take it out because it's only listing 2 things that he does. He dodged and then returned. So since it's just 2, we don't need a comma. So very good. We got it. That's it. Good job, you guys. Okay, just a reminder again, make sure you read the sentence out loud because sometimes they're going to try to trick you with that S at the end. It could be plural or it could be an adjective with an apostrophe. So you got to read it first to get the context of the sentence. And then jump around on your checklist, get the ones you know first and then go back and find the harder ones. All right. Okay, binders now, and you guys have been working on coconut crabs. So go ahead, in your front pocket should be everything you're working on for coconut crabs. Get mine out too here. Oh, okay, I think this is it. Stuff got kind of mixed up here for a second. Okay. You guys wrote about the body of the coconut crab. That was your first paragraph. So I'm not going to have anybody read this yet because we have more to work on. And then next week, you'll be finished with the report. And then if you want to share it with the class, you can next week. So get out all those articles. There's a bunch of papers for coconut crabs. Get out your checklist. I mean, not your checklist, your keyword outline here. Remember how we had this last week with A, B, and C on top, and then you guys worked on that fused outline down here. And then after finishing that, you should have used that only to write your paragraph. I have not had a chance to grade everybody's paragraph yet, but give me a thumbs up if you finished writing the paragraph. Good, I see that. Awesome. All of you did. Excellent. And hopefully you used your checklist. That's how I grade it. So I'm looking at the whole paragraph, but I'm also really looking for those keywords like those dress up words and the topic clinchers. And you even have a couple openers now. Wait, do you? Maybe not. Oh, no, you don't have openers yet. Just dress ups. Those are coming. Openers are coming, but mostly just dress ups and topic clinchers. So that's what I'm looking for. So look at this list of topics over here. And it looks like we finished reading everything and we wrote down where to find all these paragraphs. Is this what yours looks like too? You guys have? Give me a thumbs up if yours looks like that. Okay, good. We already did body. So now we have some other choices here. We have diet, humans, and endangered. So this is where I'm going to let you choose what you want your second paragraph to be about. Now, I noticed that the diet, this is what they eat, is in all three articles, A, B, and C. But if I looked at humans, now this is how crabs interact with humans. It's only in A and B. And then endangered, like how they're becoming endangered, is only in B and C. So you can still choose which one you want to write about for your second paragraph. But if you choose humans, you're only going to look at A and B. That means you're going to need to find at least 5 facts in each one of those articles. And if we're endangered, you need to find at least 5 facts in B and C. But if you choose diet, you can choose 3 facts in each one. Does that make sense? So the next step, though, while you're thinking about it, is let's set up Roman numeral 2. So you're going to turn your white page to the back. Okay, just turn it over to the back. And let's go ahead and set this up like we did on the front. We're going to start with A with a box, B, and C. We're going to set them all up. Even if you don't end up using all 3 of those, that's okay. Let's get it set up so you can think about which one you're going to do. Under A, I want you to put Roman numeral 2 this time. And then 1 through 5. And 4 and 5 are going to be in parentheses. Okay, that's optional unless you only have 2 articles that have information. You're going to need to do 4 and 5. Okay, and I'll explain that again in a minute. So this is again, these are all going to be Roman numeral 2 on the back here because we're focusing on the second paragraph. So it's Roman numeral 2. Then the same for C, Roman numeral 2, 1 through 5. And then I know I'm going kind of fast, but I'll let you guys catch up, okay? Fused, outline under B, in the box under B here. This is still going to be Roman numeral 2, and then 1 through 6. That's what we did last time, 1 through 6. Oh, just kidding, 1 through 7. And 7 has parentheses, so it's up to you if you need that. And then the word clincher at the bottom. So I'll give you guys a minute to set that up. When you got it, give me a thumbs up. Okay, I see that. Good. Okay, good. I see that. So while you're finishing this up, I want you to start thinking about what topic is interesting to you. Do you want to talk about their diet or their interaction with humans or how they are becoming endangered? So if you already know which one you're going to pick, go ahead and type it in the chat so I can see what topic you picked. Go ahead and open that chat. and you can just type in which topic you think you want to do for your second paragraph. Okay. That's a good one. Grayson's going to do the diet. Okay, humans. Okay. So for yours, okay, so let me talk about Grayson's really quick. Since you're doing the diet, you're going to be able to find that information in all three articles. So you can stop at 3 for each one if you want, or you can use 4 and 5 still if you have other things, since you have A, B, and C. But for Christian, if you're going to write about the interaction with humans, you're going to need to go all the way to 5 because you've only got it in A and B, so you won't need C. Does that make sense, Christian? That makes sense to you? Okay, good. And then how about Harmony? You can just unmute and tell me if you want, or type it in the topic you want to pick. So your choices are back here. Either diet, humans, or endangered. Those are your 3 choices.
Diet.
Diet. Okay, good. So yours is going to be in A and B and C. So at the top here, obviously we're going to start with CC next to Roman numeral 2. And for Christian, for Christian,
Trying to do diet, it's less work.
that's not always the great way to pick things, but I will accept that for today. But I want you to pick what's interesting. But anyway, you can put CC comma diet since we're all doing diet. CC comma diet on B. CC comma diet. And then for fused, we're going to put CC comma diet and then maybe a blank, maybe a couple blanks. You don't have to use both of those blanks, but as you're reading those paragraphs, you can think of 1 or 2 keywords that would tell about the diet as a whole to kind of introduce that topic as your first sentence of that paragraph. Okay, I think you'll be able to figure it out as we look at these together. Since we're doing all 3 the same, that makes it easier. We can actually do it together. So once you have all that set up, we're going to look at Article A, which is this one. You should have an A at the top with a box around it. This is page 119. Okay, let's see. The paragraph about the diet is right here. You should have in the margin, it should say something like strength and diet right here. Is that what you guys have? Or diet? Okay. Good. So that's why we labeled these before. We skimmed them, remember, and we kind of put labels on at each paragraph. So we're only going to focus on this one, on this article, just this paragraph. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. You guys focus on finding some facts. Now, you really only have to have 3, but Christian, I don't want you to stop at 3 if you see something else you like that's interesting. Use 4 or 5 too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. You guys listen. And by the way, you don't have to underline the whole sentence. Underline the facts. Like sometimes one sentence can have more than one fact in it. So something that you think is interesting about what their diet is like, underline that. Plus, another thing to keep in mind is it does talk about their strength. So remember, if you talk about their strength, you need to include why they have that strength for their diet. Okay, because remember, the focus is really on the diet. So you're going to hear why they have that strength. So, okay, I'm going to start reading. As expected, they eat coconuts. How is that possible? A coconut crab's pinchers are similar in power to the biting force of an alligator, a lion, or a tiger. So it's okay if you underline too many facts here. Just underline the things that are interesting to you, and then we'll kind of pick and choose later. The crab stabs and then husks the coconut, even though it may take hours or days. These crabs also eat fleshy fruits and plant litter. Okay, I'm going to pause there. Plant litter is like dead leaves that fall off a plant or sticks or twigs. That's what plant litter is. And then fleshy fruits is like cantaloupe or honeydew or like an apple where it's kind of a dense inside to it. Okay, it's dense. Being omnivores, that's a great word. They eat meat too, or they eat and enjoy meat too. Evidently, these crustaceans use their keen sense of smell to detect prey. The crabs will climb trees at night, rob birds' nests, and even devour sleeping victims. Ooh. On islands with coconut crabs, almost no seabirds exist. They hunt nocturnally and will sometimes find cats and rats, which they drag down into their lair and pick apart. It's pretty sad for a cat, but it's probably a wild cat. Coconut crabs have power. They eat whatever they want. Okay, that's your paragraph in this article. So hopefully you got to underline a few things that stood out to you that you thought were interesting about their diet. And then I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to work on this by yourself, and then I'm going to ask you what you put. So let's start here on A. So that's what we just read was A. And just so you know, if you want to talk about their biting force, that's okay, but that doesn't really explain the diet. So you might have like 1 and 2 go together. Maybe talk about how the force of their bite is like an alligator, and that's what they use to eat coconuts. So you might need to use that on 2 lines. And if you need help, let me know, okay? Go ahead and look for some keywords about their diet. I'm going to have you work by yourself for a minute and start filling out 1 through 3 under A. Do you know what to do, Grayson? Okay, I'm going to give you guys some time to work. I'll be right here if you have any questions or if you need any help. So Grayson, you're pretty much looking at that paragraph we just read and picking out some keywords there.
I already did it.
Oh, you did? Okay, what did you get?
I did the crabs eat fleshy fruit and plant litter. I did
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
Crabs climb at night and devour sleeping victims.
Okay.
And then I said hunt nocturnally. They eat cats, rats, and pick them apart.
Okay, so when you put those down, did you only use 3 keywords? Okay, so you must have done some symbols or pictures, things like that. Okay, wow, that was pretty quick. Okay, good job. How's yours coming, Christian?
I'm almost done with 2.
Okay, go ahead and finish up 2 and then tell me what you got for 1 and 2.
I put they have pincers with the force of a bite of a crocodile or alligator. Well, alligator, lion, and tiger. That's how they eat coconuts.
Oh, good. I'm glad you combined those 2. That's good. Okay. So if you use that in your fused, make sure you put those two together.
Oh, they are together, and then my second one is
Okay.
because the first one used a lot of pictures,
Okay.
and the second one is they climb trees and rob birds' nests and eat sleeping victims.
Okay, good. Nice. Okay, keep going. And Grayson, since you're done so quick, or hold on, Grayson. Harmony, what number are you working on?
Number three.
Number
Number three.
Oh, good. Okay, did you finish it already?
No.
Okay, keep working on that one. And Grayson, since you're kind of working a little bit faster, that's okay. I would just get out your grammar book while you're waiting and at least get started on maybe rewriting that sentence while you're waiting. Okay, so you're not just sitting there.
I finished.
And you got it done. Okay, so just have that grammar book ready in case, but it looks like Harmony might be almost done too. So you guys are good, quick workers. It's good. Okay, while she's finishing up that, then let's get out source text B. So our goal today is to get all of your outlines set up for you. So all you have to do is write the paragraph. So that's why we're going to use class time for some work time so that you have less to do later for homework. You have just everything ready to go. So Harmony, when you got that number 3 done, just give me a thumbs up there. And like I said, Grayson and Christian, I see you guys working. That's good. So you can start working on your grammar in between stuff so you have something to do. Okay, good. She's ready. All right. So pause on grammar. Jump back to this. We're going to go to source text B. This one is on page 121, looking for the paragraph about the diet, which happens to be the second paragraph again, and there's more on the back. So I'm going to do the same thing for this one. I'm going to read it. You guys focus on underlining facts about their diet. The diet of a coconut. Oh, another thing to tell you, sorry. If you find something that like it's going to talk about fleshy fruits, if you already use that in A, don't use that in B. Try to find different facts to list in B, okay? The diet of coconut crabs includes fleshy fruits, seeds, and plant matter like leaves and the pith of fallen trees. Since they are omnivores, however, these scavengers also eat other organic materials like dead animals. They will consume smaller, younger coconut crabs that have left their shell shelters. Cannibals, that's what that means. When the species eats its own kind, they're called cannibals. In 2017, a giant crab was filmed stalking, crippling, and consuming a seabird. Killers. Because of their acute sense of smell, coconut crabs are also known to pilfer things that smell food-like, such as dirtied forks. So probably like if somebody had a picnic out there, and left trash or something, and they probably would try to eat that. Thieves, it says, thus they received the nickname robber crabs. Remarkably, the coconut crab is able to lift up to 30 kilograms, which is the same as 66 pounds. That's a lot. Man, I think some of you don't even weigh that much, maybe. And can take a coconut crab or a coconut, sorry, from the ground, hold it in its claws, climb up a tree, drop the coconut to break it open, and scamper down to access the fruit inside. So it sounds like they're pretty smart too, because they know how to do that. They know that they have to go up the tree to drop it and then break it open. Okay. It can also clip coconuts from trees if they are not already available on the ground. Alternately, the crab can pierce holes in the coconuts and eat the meat, although it can take several days before the coconut is opened. Coconut crabs are patient and determined omnivores. Okay. Same thing. Did you guys notice that sometimes they call the inside of the coconut fruit and sometimes they call it meat? It's just the type of material that's inside of a coconut. It's not meat like animal meat, obviously. It's like dense. Have you guys ever seen the inside of a coconut, a real one? No? Maybe someday you can see if your mom can get one for you. They're pretty cool. They're at the grocery store. It's a whole coconut, and then you got to crack it open. There's different ways you can do that. But on the inside, there's going to be like liquid, but there's also a layer of what they call meat or like the flesh of the coconut, which is dense. So anyway, go ahead and start working on keyword outline B from that one that we just read and pick out those keywords to start listing there. I'm going to give you some time to work on that. Wow, Harmony, that was quick. Good job. Tell me what you got for B for 1, 2, and 3, Harmony.
Number 1. Tell her number 1.
Scavengers eat animals.
Good.
Number 2.
Consume smaller, younger. CC.
Okay, good.
CC lift 60 pounds. Hold, climb, tree.
I drew a picture of a tree.
I drew a picture of a tree.
Oh, perfect. I like that. That's really good. And it's okay that you use the word eat in your outline, but just remember when you go to write that paragraph, you're going to have to think of something different than eat because that's a banned word. Okay. But it's okay on your outline. That's okay. What about you, Grayson? What'd you get? Good job, Harmony, by the way. I like it.
I did giant crab stalking like the bird,
Okay.
and then consume smaller coconut crabs,
Okay.
and then pierce holes through coconuts for several days to open it.
Okay, good. I like it. How about you, Christian?
Coconut crab lift 66 pounds. Clip coconut tree, not ground.
Okay.
Pierce holes coconut and then eat. I'm not going to use, and then a picture of meat.
Okay. Good. Was that number 3?
Yeah, that was 3.
Okay, good. Nice job, you guys. Everybody's doing great. Let's go on to C then, because we're ready for that one. That's going to be on page 123. And for this one, I think it's on it's the first paragraph on this one. Okay. So same thing, you guys focus on underlining facts that you think is interesting. Try to pick different facts than what you already have for A and B. Coconut crabs scavenge nocturnally, feeding on scraps, dead creatures, and corpses of other crabs. By the way, I got to mention something here too, because if you want to combine from different sentences into one fact, you can do that if that helps you. Okay. If you see those keywords that you want to combine, it's okay with me. Using their powerful claws to seize, kill, and shred animals such as cats, rats, birds, and turtle hatchlings, they are also active predators, and they are thieves. Due to their excellent ability to detect odors, the crabs will carry objects that smell like food into their burrows. Thus, they are nicknamed robber crabs. Because coconut crabs are omnivorous, they eat plants as well. Biologists think that the consumption of coconuts by coconut crabs began later in these creatures' development. They needed more food, so they acquired an ability to feed on coconuts, which are plentiful in their environment. So basically, they're, in tropical areas where coconuts grow, so they learned how to eat those. All right, so same thing. Go ahead and take a minute, work on C. You already got that? What'd you get, Grayson, for that one?
Bad animals and like hatchlings. 'Cause
Okay.
I couldn't fit like turtles in it. So
You might
I'll
need
just,
to, like draw a turtle or
yeah, I will do that right.
Okay, cool.
And then carry food or carry stuff that smells like food into burrows.
Okay.
And then they're omnivores, they eat plants. I didn't really say like they're omnivores in the other two ones.
Okay.
So I just did that.
Okay. And they eat plants as well. Okay. Good. You already got yours too, Harmony? Or you're still working?
I got mine.
Okay, go ahead, Christian.
Powerful claws, kill, shred, and eat, and cats and turtles.
Okay, good. Those are good.
Carry food that smells like things that smell like food into their burrows,
Okay.
and eat plants too.
Okay, good. Nice. And like I said earlier with Harmony, it's okay to use eat there, but you know that, Christian. Later you got to pick something else for that. Okay. Okay, so when you got your 3 down, Harmony, give me a thumbs up. And the rest of you guys can work on grammar for a minute. Okay, good. I see that. All right, we're ready to move on to the fused outline. And just a reminder on this one, when you choose from A, B, and C, make sure that it flows in a logical order. One thing to keep in mind is we know they're omnivores, and so we know they eat both animals and plants. So grouping those things together is a logical way to organize this. But before we get started with that, though, I forgot we got to talk about these words. Do you guys have an idea of what you want to put here as far as what are a couple words? It could be one or two that you think would describe their diet as a whole. What's a word or two that we could use there? Does anybody have any ideas?
Plants, meat.
Plants and meat.
Yeah.
We could do that. That's a good one. Any other ideas? Grayson, what's your idea?
I only have one, but interesting.
Interesting. Okay, so they have an interesting diet. That's good. So another word you could use, I know Grayson, you had this later in your other outlines, but you could use omnivores as a word there. So it's up to you what you want to add here. It can be one or two words, but you need at least one more keyword to add here about their diet as a whole. So Christian's idea is to do plants and animals, and then or no, plants and meat, I think you said. And then Grayson said interesting, that'll work too. All right, and then from here, you're going to group together your facts. So I would group together the ones that you think are the best for how they eat their meat, animals, dead animals, scavengers, all those types of things, and then group together the plants that they eat. We know they eat coconuts and fleshy fruits and plant litter, things like that. So go ahead and start looking at A, B, and C and pick your favorites. You have to do at least 6. 7 is optional. So go ahead and work on that. Oh, yeah. And if you talk about like their biting force, because that was interesting from A, you want to keep that with what they use their biting force for, which would be opening up those coconut shells.
Got it.
Okay, cool. Can you read to me what you have for yours?
Rob, coconut crab diet, plants and meat. Rob birds' nests, devour sleeping victims. Claws kill, shred, and eat cats and turtles. Eat plants too. Pierce holes, coconuts, and eat the meat. Carry things that smell like food into burrow. And coconut crab can lift 66 pounds.
Nice. Good. I like it. Very good, Christian. Who wants to go next? Tell me what you got. Or if you're still working, I'll wait. So since you're done with that, Christian, go ahead and are you still working on your grammar book too? Okay, yeah, work on that then. That's good. We'll do something different in a second, but go ahead and work on your grammar while you're waiting. Okay, Grayson, what do you have there?
I said omnivores devour plants, crabs eat fleshy fruits and plant litter, carry like the smell of food to their burrows, shred animals, uh, turtle hatchlings,
Mm-hmm.
um, hunt nocturnally, cats, rats, pick apart, consume smaller coconut crabs, cannibals.
Nice. And I noticed both of you guys organized it by plants and animals. That was good. Very good. I like that a lot. Okay. So you can keep going on your grammar for a minute, and then we're going to do one more thing. Did you already finish your grammar, Grayson? Oh, okay.
I'm thinking right now of what I'm going to
Okay.
do.
Okay. Just checking on you. Was that a thumbs up, Harmony? Oh, good. Okay, perfect. You want to share what you got on your fused?
Sushi,
Come down to this one, number one.
eat freshly fruits.
Sheep fruits. Number two.
Scavengers eat animals. Smell, detect prey. Consume smaller, younger coconut crabs.
Cece.
CC.
Okay.
CC, carry, smell, burrow. CC, lift, 60, bounce, hold, climb, tree.
Good.
Nicknamed rubber crab.
Awesome. Very good, Harmony. And I liked you grouped them together too, just like I wanted. So that was good. I really like how you did that. Okay, let's together, and you guys can pause on your grammar for a minute. Look at the checklist with me. This is on page 125. And I know we talk about this a lot, but this is how I grade your work. So it's really, really important that you know exactly what I'm looking for. So again, you're going to have your topic clincher sentences, and those are the first and last sentence of each paragraph. You're going to have 2 to 3 key words that either repeat or reflect. So make sure you include that. Only 2 to 3. Some students are highlighting more than that. So make sure you only do 2 or 3 in the first and last sentences. And then since this is only a 2 paragraph assignment, you're going to give your paper a title after this paragraph. And the title rule is right here on your checklist. It says title centered and repeats 1 to 3 keywords from final sentence. That's the very, very, very last sentence of your second paragraph. You're going to use 1 to 3 of those words. I don't want you to call it just coconut crabs. I need you to get creative. You can use coconut crabs in the title, but then also put something else with it too that makes it creative, okay? And then your dress ups. I'm looking for these. Every time you turn them in, turn in your papers, I'm looking for these dress ups. These should be underlined. And it says here, underline one of each. So you should have an ly adverb, who, which clause, strong verb, because clause, quality adjective, and then your Asia, www.asia clause. I want to talk to you really quick about the because clause. This is telling why something is the way it is. So I want you not to use of after because. As soon as you put of, because of, then it's not a clause anymore. It becomes a prepositional phrase. So don't use of after because. Only use because and then tell why something is the way it is. It could be, well, I'll explain that in a second, but, and then your band words. The hardest one for this is going to be eat, ate. So watch out for that. Okay. Eat, ate. Try to use different words each time. So use, like we've talked about before, devour, consume, munch on, chew or gobble up, any kind of phrase like that you can use instead of eat or ate. Okay, so since we have just a couple minutes left, one thing I want to talk to you guys about with your fused is thinking ahead about where you could use a dress up word. So as you're looking at your words here on your fused outline, on the left side of the number, you can actually put a note there about maybe an ly word that you can use in that sentence. You can think ahead about it. So does anybody have an idea when you're looking at your 1 through 6 here or 7? Do you see a spot where you could use an ly word in that sentence when you go to write that sentence? Anybody have any ideas? Like if you have one that talks about how it climbs the tree. I think a couple of you chose that, how it climbs the tree. Oh, go ahead, Harmony.
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly. Okay, so if you see some words here that you want to use surprisingly with, go ahead and write surprisingly on the left side of the number of whatever one that is you want to use it on. That way you're thinking ahead is what I'm trying to help you guys see. Or like who, which, probably, well, actually in this paragraph, you're going to use the word which because we're not talking about people here. We're talking about an animal. So if you can see a spot where you can use which, maybe in that sentence, when you go to write that sentence, put the word which next to it on the left side of the number. Does that make sense, Christian, what I'm asking you guys to do? Okay, I'm just having you guys plan ahead. Some students like to write the paragraph first and then go back and figure out where to put all the dress ups. That's okay too. But I wanted you to try this skill too, because maybe that will help you do it faster if you think ahead on where you can put these dress ups. But I'm looking at the time and we're out of time already. So at least you're really close to writing this paragraph now. You got everything down for your fuse. Your homework is the second paragraph. So add it to the first one under the first paragraph. You're going to write this one. Any questions before you guys go? Nope. Awesome. Good job today, you guys. I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Happy Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Harmony. I'll see you next week.